sexual health with the guys or anyone else starts in the streets, you know? So as much as I try, even with my younger brother, I try to be like, okay, condoms. Like, my friends are not using condoms. Not normal.
If you're a man and you know you experience sperm cramps, know that we are together in this, brother.
Sounds like an ad.
But apparently when it's cold, there's a higher quality of sleep that you experience.
Yeah.
You know, that's...
The agreement.
Listen.
It was mind fucking.
that a lot of young men in South Africa are curious to know more about menstruation.
Yes.
Is there a percentage?
Of the ones that they studied, 89% of them want to learn more. With 77 saying that they believe they should be more involved in supporting women during their cycles. I think I contributed to that 77%. Yangizwa. What does being a masculine man mean?
How do y'all guys feel about, now it's like a thing that's going on, about men wearing crop tops? It's something that's going on currently, like straight men.
Yo, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while, guys.
5 years.
10 yan. We're just quiet here. We're keeping it in.
Go in secret.
You can't die inside, guys. You must be alive. You know? We are here, as you can see us, aesthetically pleasing, sonically amazing as well. But like, before we start the episode formally, I want to say this to you, now, just so you know. Before the episode started being recorded, before we started recording today, I had everyone on the team take an IQ test.
I'm surprised. We're like, and then
Zonke Muntu took an IQ test. The results, as me and Bonola often say, they vary.
May vary.
And indeed they have. So I'm not going to ask for numbers or how much anyone got or what they think they got if they're not comfortable with it. But overall, having taken the IQ test, what do you think about you, your so-called intelligence, what, and what it is what that test means? What do you think it means for you?
Yeah. No, it was a lot, man. Not like a lot, doesn't like complicated, but like there's a lot going on.
yeah.
I didn't prepare my brain for this, so it just shut me down. I have to be prepared. Like I saw it in the group, but I was like, hey, what's going on now here? no one briefed me what's going on. Can't I would say what the IQ. And when I was taking it in the office, there was a lot going on. Omong ubuaka. No, this video, omong ubuaka. Like edit there was a lot going on. Wish. So I had to go separate. But it was cool, man. It's something that was like mind fucking.
Put them. And like,
Do it.
I'm about to do it. One. Say it again.
It was mind fucking.
Yes, we got it. Did you enjoy it?
No, I mean, I don't like tests. I was just like, I'm going to do it because everyone's doing it. Or like academically, I've never been smart like that. Like, I'm not saying I'm dumb, but like, you know, never been the top 10, whatever. So doing it was fun, but I did not enjoy it. But I was shocked about my results. Since it's here, we're not sharing. Just now.
Why are we not sharing?
Okay.
None of us don't define anyone, Bongi.
At least what group? Number. What group do you belong to?
Okay, give us groups. Then.
On the spectrum of this IQ test that we took, it's just 20 questions, basically based on comprehension, pattern recognition, a bit of math, right? So those are the three main things that were tested. And pattern recognition was the biggest one because there were shapes, there were numbers, there were letters, So anyway, on the spectrum, there's people who are below average intelligence, right? That's when your IQ is anything below 70, I want to say. And then average intelligence is between 70 and is it 105, 110? Somewhere there. According to this thing, by the way, between 70 and 105. Between 105 and 120 is above average intelligence. And then to 130, I think. Because 130 to 145 is gifted. And then 145 plus, you are exceptional. You are not here in this world. So if you're comfortable giving your range, that's fine. Because myself and I think Sis B and our videographer Katla, who will feature in this episode, we shared our categories. You know? So Tanda, do you think
I'm even shocked. You know what the issue is, ne? As soon as we decided this labels and things, that's what the issue is. But it's around like what, 1 to 1?
Nah, you're above average,
Oh,
man.
you're
Come
above
on,
average.
you're
Like this
solid,
person.
dog.
It was not stress. I'm just saying numbers. Listen,
Numbers
They
don't define
anything.
anyone.
Nothing defines anyone.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm right after you.
What
1,
does
2,
that
2.
mean? That is such a high record scale. I'm like, I already
But
gifted.
still.
You're
Yeah.
intelligent, man.
You're
You're
above
also above
average.
average, isn't it?
I'm also above average.
You see? And then I took it yesterday before I sent it to you guys.
How
How?
Ray?
That's
It's an I knew about the test, so I took it.
How Ray can do a
how.
ropa?
That's cheating.
No, it's not like I knew the answers because I sent it to you later. I did it once.
Yeah, but you got the
still.
cheat code, bruh.
No, I don't. Oh, you wanted me to give you answers?
No, like
We didn't even know what type of questions to expect. Next thing, get a number. Next thing,
I didn't
pattern.
know.
you know what drove me crazy?
What?
The numbers.
The calculation.
I don't like numbers
could
unless
feel
they have to do with
them.
money.
Yes, Bunala.
Accounting.
Yeah. That's mad, man. So we took an IQ test, and as you can tell, results were interesting. Everyone here is at least above average intelligence. So don't play with us. Don't play with us. Yeah, me and Gatlo will share our results a bit later once we have our conversation. But for now, welcome back. In case you forgot or in case you don't remember who we are, Batungwena, where have you been?
Where have you been?
No, please tell them who we are.
Aba
Aba
shebelle di videos tsa rena, like ba re latlhile and stuff. No, guys. So we are Fuck You Health, and you can find us on Instagram, fuckyou.africa, TikTok as well, fuckyou.africa, and obviously on YouTube we are back
On your screen.
back on Fuck You Africa.
So make sure when you just watch this video on YouTube, you do the 3 basics. You like. What do?
You subscribe.
And you comment.
You must comment. So take this IQ test, search it up on the internet, and take it yourself. And if you're comfortable sharing where you are, zitshele, usitshele nathi.
Comment section. Remember.
Yeah.
The number doesn't define you. Ngiyaphinda futhi.
Tandra's here for you.
Like, listen.
She's here for you. She's your fighter. Okay.
No, she's advocates. And it's true. I think because the test itself, just to wrap up on this IQ test chat, it focuses on these 3 things. The fact that can you recognize patterns? Do you know a
Exactly.
bit of numbers? And can you comprehend
Not a
language?
bit, a lot. But my Q, we had to do things.
Yeah.
It's 20 questions, but it's 20 questions that range. So it goes from easy to medium and then to hard. So if you can get somewhere like a good, if you feel like you can do good in that test, do it. I beg of you. Uko, so that you can see where you stand. Next episode, we're going to do an EQ test.
Yo, the
We're going to
test.
see who has a heart amongst us here.
Oh, yeah. Let's
I
see.
genuinely think out of the 4 of us, Bongi probably has like the heart.
No.
I think you are heartless.
What did you... No, man, what did you want to say? That was the word you wanted to say.
I'm like, look at him all side-eyed now going.
That was the word.
I'm looking at him.
Say the word.
I'm like, Yabon, bang, so good.
No,
I was
because
about
we
to
can be
say,
nonchalant at times. and
Our
she can
behind
go.
the scenes. There's something about you.
What?
I'd be heartless. Behind the
Yeah.
scenes, Yarona.
But I think EQ is not just about empathy, it's about understanding emotions, a range of them. So from you internally, so how do you express this, that, and this? But we'll talk about that the next episode. Right now we are here. And at the time of recording, it's June, which means it's International Pride Month.
Yes.
Yeah, have a special message.
Yeah.
What you guys say?
Love who you want to love, guys.
Also.
Be with who you want to be with. And obviously, it's okay not to have labels, guys. You need to understand that. Don't put yourself in a certain criteria and pressurize yourself. Some people are comfortable with calling themselves lesbian, gay, whatever. But if you are not confident with that or comfortable with that, it's okay. And another thing that was lent recently by my team is cis. Yay.
CIS.
Thanks,
sis.
sis.
Come on.
Yay.
Wait, y'all didn't know that?
They didn't.
There's one member, though, who didn't.
Oh, are we going to pin? No.
No.
How?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Good. It's good because it's hidden. Like it's there.
And it exists.
And we also did there's a interesting still that we did on Instagram, differentiating sex, gender, and sexual orientation.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one was very interesting. I feel like they are very far apart. Well, they're together, but
They're quite far, yeah.
they are far apart. Yeah.
Because the definitions aren't the same.
They're not the same. So it was an interesting one for me. Because now when they were done and they asked me about it, I was like, damn, I know this, but I don't know how to explain it. But I tried to explain it. and then it was actually that, yeah.
Oh, no,
So,
that's dope.
Angas, do you guys know it's sex, sexual gender, and sexual orientation? So, if our Sisbongi can explain that to us real quick.
So before I explain, I just want to hear what you guys think of it, because I think there's a certain way that we are all raised and socialized. So what do you guys think sex and gender is the difference? And I noticed abantu they use it interchangeably. Yabo shows there's confusion there.
Well, this is just going off of
Yeah,
base
just purely
knowledge,
like
right?
what you know.
So
Yeah.
sex, I think, is the much more biological definition, based on the genitalia that you were born with. So male, female, and then gender is what you identify as. So male, female, non-binary. You know, those are your gender identities. Then sexual orientation is who you love. Who do you love?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
Are you just gonna say quote tweet?
Yes. Like copy, paste, everything.
Control.
Copy and paste.
Control V.
Yeah. But I was also one of people, like, I was always confused about the three. I think when you sit down and explained it, I'm like,
It adds up, man. It adds up. And I think that it's important to have these things separated. Because someone can say, my sex is men because I like men.
Yes.
No.
It's not like that. Barato biao.
Yeah, the separating. So yeah, happy International Pride Month. Be who you are. We love you. We appreciate you. We respect you. Crucially. It also happens to be Men's Health Month, according to the South African Department of Health calendar.
yes.
Machita month, boy.
And I've seen so many majitas on my WhatsApp status. You know, they actually see this. This thing is a thing. And they actually take it as Men's Mental Health Month.
Yes. Internationally, that's what it is.
Internationally, that's what it is, right? Yeah, I've been seeing the
A lot.
statuses,
Yeah.
and they are like proactive with that. I'm like, oh, okay. This is actually a thing, yeah.
I like that though. You know what? The prep is the prep. So we sorted out an episode for you. I think we're going to stop with Men's Health Month because we're here now. And I think it's important to acknowledge that with men's health, it's such a broad spectrum of things because the focus hasn't been placed too often on men's health in some aspects of life.
Yeah.
But there seems to be a growing attention to it. Like you said, your contacts in your own phone, in your own personal life are starting to do more things for their own mental health, which is really good to see, man. There's a stat that came up. It's about men and their sexual health first. So this stat quite simply says 1 in 3 South African men avoid talking about sexual health because they're scared to be embarrassed.
Damn.
Have you come across that in your areas of work and the people that you've come across in this field as well?
For sure. I think even when we go to colleges together, you guys see that it's more girls that come through and talk to us, you know, because I think just the whole being a man, being masculine, being healthy, being strong, it's all part together. So now when you're seeking for health, it seems like you're dating that image. But also you don't want to be vulnerable because you don't really trust people. And then there's other people looking as well, you know. So there's a lot of combination of things that come into it. But what we see mostly in our field is that men come when it's like chronic, like burning, like dripping, limping. So you wait till like the extreme moment to go, you know, which just goes to show good a clinic or a healthcare provider, you need to go. It's up to you whether you go for preventative things where you take care of yourself, no musukula. But you are definitely so when I'm tuning
in your friendship circles, Tando, do you, for even if without your friendships, like your brother or younger brother, or maybe someone in your family, do you feel like that there's enough of a conversation about a man's sexual health? Not in terms of, yo, boy, man, I smashed however many, but in terms of like, yo, condoms, contraceptives, that type of condom.
I mean,
testing, sorry.
Okay, fair. I think sexual health with the guys or anyone else starts in the streets, you know? So as much as I try, even with my younger brother, I try to be like, okay, condoms. It's like, my friends are not using condoms, you know? And
it's like it starts in the hood.
Yeah. And especially if you're a virgin as a guy and you do say, okay, let's use condoms, they'll tell you, we're not going to listen to you, you're a virgin type of thing, you know? Yeah. But I think when it comes to sexual health with my friends, I'm not going to name names, right? She came to me, she's like, she's in a situation where the guy doesn't want to do round 2. He just, you know, cannot get it up and he doesn't want to look for help. So it's back to the fact that the guy feels as if, nah, something's wrong with me. I don't want to look for help. So I'm just like, even her suggesting, he gets irritated. So I think it's a thing of, if I'm a man, I should be able to do this. I think
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
the mindset. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the fragility in the mandem,
Yeah.
man. And I mean, I hear from it in my personal life, of course, with the bros that we hang with, I think, but we work to create this space where we can talk about these things open. I think me working the work that I do, being on this platform, talking the way that I do, encourages some of the people in my circle to be like, yo, you spoke about this and I didn't want to, I'm living this type of life, I'm having this experience, so what do you think I should do? And I think it's helping in that regard, but there's still people, when you go back home, like you said, it's in the streets, this thing.
Yeah.
It's where people aren't using their phones or going on YouTube to look for FAQU, which you should. You know,
You should.
it's where they're looking for more, let's say, motivation to be
The
with the
dog.
next person, with
Yeah.
the next, you know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah.
really about educating yourself. So it's about a changing of mindset, in my opinion. Like, how do we make sure that the young man, the young South African man, let's say from 11 or 12 years old, understands what it means to have sex, understand what it means to keep yourself safe, understand what it means to have a partner monogamously. And these things that aren't glorified in the media, being made to feel like what you should aspire to be. If you're not monogamous, fairly.
Yeah.
But as a kid, you must understand that whatever you do, safety must come first.
Yeah.
So you can be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because there's some kids who have their own pubic what, they struggle to get through puberty because now they live in their heads.
Yeah.
So it's mad, man.
It starts at home, this thing. Because, like, why is it a thing you're going to tell a young child, a young boy, they must be strong, they don't cry, they don't do whatever. That's why maybe they don't feel comfortable enough to speak about how they feel, what's going on sexually, emotionally, mentally. Like, it's so difficult for them to do that. So this whole situation starts at home.
Yep.
How can that home environment be different for those young boys? 'Cause now, if you're old, I don't know, how can we make a change in that level? It starts at home, man. You learn such things.
I think, sorry, you were saying.
Okay, back on the home thing there. So in most households, when it comes to the 12-6 conversation, it's more on the mother having to have a conversation with the kids. Is it like important for the dad to have the conversation with the son?
Crucial.
Or know what to do? Most of the cases, it's not like that. I think with guys that I know, it's more of a situation of they didn't have the sex conversation, so they're not going to give it to their son.
I think mostly their sex conversation with their dads, between dad and the son, it's like, just do it. It's not a brief thing.
Yeah.
When you've done it, you're
a man
there's
now.
nothing else. There's no explanation that comes after that. There's no, did you use a condom? Did you use this? As opposed to if a girl has sex for the first time, they speak to the parent. Parents gonna be like, tomorrow we're going to prevent. Did you do this? Did you use a condom? You must know, Uguti, when you start your period, that means you're fertile. You are this, you're that.
Yeah,
They give them details. But with son,
need
why
guys.
are there no details? Why also explaining out of 100 marks?
I wanna ask a parent if
Yeah.
they were able to have that conversation with their child.
Oh
when
my
they were
God,
approaching.
am I the parent in this room?
Yes.
I ain't want to name. But obviously, you are. I think in one aspect, you are an exception because you have a very deep and noticeable understanding of this particular thing. But when it comes to you and your personal life with your family, not to get into too much details, but how did you approach that with your son?
Yeah, I think also just another perspective that I do have that will help the conversation is that I'm a mother of a boy child. Yabo. So it's exactly the people that you're supposed to speak to. But I also think Uti, in South Africa, you know, when we say there's the Department of Women and Children and
Yep.
that Department of Women and Children includes boy children. Because I think in South Africa, when you talk about development, what normally happens is you focus on the girl child, sexual culture, and then the boy child falls through the cracks with the interventions, and then you're left with home. And there's a stat that says South Africa has over 50% female-headed households. So there's like homes with just missing fathers with young boys growing up. And unfortunately, with the content out there, it's normally just blaming the mom or whatever. But at the end of the day, that those single households are currently focusing on just surviving and documenting. And so you find with the parents will go to work from like 6 to 6.
Yep.
And this child during the day is left to elements. because you know school finishes at like 2, yeah. Well, and I think that's where the socialization and the indoctrination happens, and most people just learn things before Mzali even has the time to go, oh my God, you're growing up, I need to have that.
Yep.
You know, so if I think about it with my son, I've always been open. I always believed in condoms being everywhere. Like even in this place, I think there's condoms everywhere. Because I wanted it to be as open as pads, so that when we have the conversations, we're having the conversations.
Exactly.
But yeah, he found out before I could have the talk. And one of the indicators that I'd say to parents is that like children, when they're not sexually aware, it's when they can bath in front of you and do everything.
Yep.
Yeah,
But once
yeah,
there's a towel, now it's like, Mom, sakeza. And you're just like, I'm never gonna see that penis again.
Hey,
You know what I
yo.
mean? Like, cause he's been
That's-
exposed now
Yeah.
to Wusi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you just try to have the conversation and correct a lot of wrongs.
Yep.
But I think nje, parents must focus when the child still believes everything you say. Because there's a part in life when a child asks you all the questions
Yes.
and they believe everything you say. And then there's a time where they stop listening and like, yes. So hopefully
Yeah.
by that time when they stop listening, you've planted some seeds, because definitely life is going to, yeah. Well. And then also just having the conversation being continuous.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't stop, because even when I see him now, I'm like, do you have condoms? Why didn't you say you didn't have? I've got condoms at work.
Oh, dog.
I've brought condoms
yeah,
for
yeah.
you. So making it a lifestyle to use condoms, yeah. Well.
Yeah, it's important to do that. It's important to also encourage the boy child, whether it's your younger brother, your nephew, whoever,
Bonke,
to
brother.
drive this message home that listen, in this house you will be safe. If you are going to learn these things, do it safely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amanda Corner's gonna ensue. It's just gonna be me and my Brody Cat, who never speaks. He's got a lovely voice. If you're a lady and you're watching, or if you're attracted, uzomuzo. It's just the state of affairs. And by that time, we're just going to talk about what masculinity means for us as gents. We're going to move swiftly along now to some interesting little talking points. So there's an article that came out that there's 5 benefits to cold weather. It is currently winter. We're in June. But apparently when it's cold, there's a higher quality of sleep that you experience.
Yeah.
You know, that's...
The agreement.
Listen. Sometimes.
There's a couple of others, but the top 2 I remember is that quality of sleep and then a better functioning of the brain. You personally, do you believe that?
Functioning of the brain.
Does your brain work better in winter than summer?
Guys, yeah, go
It does, hey?
It does. Really?
It does. I'm a winter person. The only thing I don't like is the getting dark too soon. That's the
Yeah.
only part I don't like.
Okay, fair.
Well, it gets too dark too soon. But I love winter with everything in me. That's a moment where I can wear blankets and sleep
Yes.
properly.
Agreed.
I don't have my fanny, I don't have my window, mosquito. There's nothing like that.
You know what I think about this brain function thing?
What?
I think the mind works too much during winter. Because how many of us here have gotten texts from people from the past?
All of a
who
sudden.
want feedback?
And you're like, yeah.
Why is your mind running? Why are you texting me? Hey.
The weather,
Hey,
though.
stranger.
You
Hey,
see, earlier this
stranger.
week, this is the coldest week of the year,
Just
the time we're
checking up
recording
on you.
this. Now, Kitty, hey, stranger. I hope you're doing well.
How's
Just
the weather
checking
treat?
up on you. Miss
guys.
call.
It's
maybe.
block.
Why it's about iPhone? How to delete the
Yes.
number? Maybe. Swan-
Stop.
Maybe it's bad.
It's just mad, man. But you know what? The fact that they say that there's benefits to winter is quite interesting. Like mentally, this is. So there's your mind works better apparently. You get to recover easier. The nights are longer. You sleep better apparently. But you sleep too much to the point where you don't want to go to work or school the next day. That's the flip side. Well, manja, once you're within the bed and it's
The
keeping you warm,
blankets.
I'll phone next. I'm not even talking about people, manja. Kuluma blanket pair.
The real war
blankets.
is in the bathroom, bro.
Yes.
That's where the war is.
Nikeza, how many times?
Yeah, those
The
people.
war is in the bathroom.
Those people are threatening not to bath, guys. Because
They
of
are
this
threatening us.
Yeah, that's why when people like when I hear people like they winter babies, I'm like fine, sharp. But the people that threaten not to bath because of the
They
cold.
threatening.
As in, like, you should know that I will not bath this.
No, it's not normal. You're choosing not to bath. This is when you are supposed to, like, let's bath every day, guys.
Why are you scared of
Just
soap?
bath.
But you know what's mad though? There's people who are like, as in, I gathered last night. Namhlanje kuseni angizingeni.
Bara batlotwa khala.
Hey, basic hygiene, guys. But yeah, no. Apparently, winter's benefits, man. If you're a winter baby, you know the vibes. Send a comment and a like because you know the vibes this side. We're gonna move swiftly along to something that's interesting. There was a study that got published recently, very recently, by Kotex, rather, which is of course a big pad brand in the country. Basically, it said that a lot of young men in South Africa are curious to know more about menstruation.
Yes.
Is there a percentage?
Of the ones that they studied, 89% of them want to learn more. With 77 saying that they believe they should be more involved in supporting women during their cycles. I have something to say. I think I contributed to that 77%.
How did you?
I think our content on TikTok and YouTube. First of all, let's run that back. I think I contributed to that 77%. Yangizwa.
Yes.
But
It's a period now. You're finishing it.
Period.
Yes.
Period.
Per.
pay. But anyway, bro, I think it's a really interesting study, and it kind of also shows the interest and the growth and information that these young men are exposed to. Does that surprise you in any way? Before I go to SSB.
Yes, but it also makes me happy because in my household, my brothers were never allowed to know if I'm on my periods. Like my grandmother was very strict on that. It was like they should not even see a drop of blood. And things happen. Let's say the pad gets too full or it's not even the right size, and you leak. So mentally, I have this thing that no men should know I'm on my periods. So it makes me happy, you know. Even the boyfriend is gonna be happy. Yeah, it makes me happy. I'm good.
That's good. Is it something that shows though that the not necessarily the department, but health literacy is something that's getting better?
I think what you're seeing is more and more drive to adding the boy child, like I was saying earlier. Like even when we had our one in Cosmo, it was also targeting young boys because in the past we'd be like, we're gonna talk about periods. Can all the guys just leave?
Yes.
And then the guys leave the hall, and then we're just supposed to stay there and we get the talk, you know? So now it's like more conscious decisions to let's include the boy child. And I think that is where the curiosity and spark is. And I like it that also it's the younger generation so that it's just instilled at a young age to say, you're part of this journey. I'm not, as raised videos will say,
Yes.
don't be a slow learner and think that's your time off. That's when you should be engaged. So looking forward to what future fathers.
The future generation.
Not baby daddies, fathers.
Gen Z fathers must be present, man. There's trends on TikTok where people shoot videos and then they go, present dads.
Can the chat continue, please?
So keep it up, guys. Keep it up, man. I think the determination to learn is in the understanding of what other people go through. It's a sort of display of interest and empathy because that time is not a great time for women, man. It's not. If Bonolo's going through it, she's going through it. So if you do the distance thing as a sibling or as a friend or whatever, it's weird. Because why are you avoiding something that's natural? You know? It's like if you are, I don't know, I can't describe it. But something that's natural, you can't avoid it. So just make sure that you take care of your sibling, you take care of your girlfriend, you take care of the people that you should care for when they're going through this time. Something as simple as what would help you during your period? Snacks?
Mina.
Yo, my snacks,
I
guys.
just need painkillers.
Really?
I die. Like, for me, it's very difficult. I don't like eating when I'm on my period. There's a lot of things that irritate me. There's a lot of things that are going to make me nauseous. Yeah, so I just need... Let me sort out the pain first. And then food, I'll think about
deal
it.
with it.
Fair.
Yeah. Cravings come here and there, you know. But mostly ice cream. That's one thing I can say. Like, it's a given. But after the pains. Let's sort out the pains.
Get her... Bonolo's partner, and I know you're watching this. Get her a cone of ice cream and then decorate it. You know where they put sprinkles? It's any painkiller. Udibemo.
Batung.
Shame.
Because that's the ultimate love language when she's on a period, isn't it?
You?
Are you similar? Snacks? No?
I'm only like a horrible person on my first day, like the first day period. That's where I'm like, I don't want to be touched. Then the rest of the day, give me food, give me cuddles. Like I want to cry because you like said something about me that I didn't like, even if it was not even that deep. Like it's fine. But the first day, that's when I have the cramps. Other than that, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Similar?
know,
You're looking back to something that happened 2 weeks ago and you're like, remember when you said that?
yes, I'm bringing that back. But like also with girls, I don't know if all the girlies do it, but sometimes it has to be like a certain level of pain for you to decide to take the painkiller. Sometimes you thug it out.
I can't.
You can't. Yes, I understand.
The moment it
Just-
starts,
You are like, yay.
I have to attack because
You must counter.
shame, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think maybe get level but my 40 that one, yeah, Candace.
yeah.
Level not 40. It ends go what?
What is the
The
Candace
machine?
machine?
15, eh? Yeah, maybe it's above 50.
Really?
Above.
Yo.
It goes down. I get sick.
Petition to have Candace machines in every household by 2035.
Yes.
For the mandem to half understand
Yes.
what women go through. Because it would be
But
fire.
it's not that deep.
Oh, that's on. What do you guys call periods again? The male version of it? Is it period?
Sperm cramps. You get sperm cramps.
Spam cramps.
Yeah,
Oh my
These,
gosh.
first of all, guys, I think we need to be serious for this one because it's an important conversation. Sperm cramps. These plague the young man. Gatla will attest to it. Sperm cramps hit you at your highest high and they hit you harder in your lowest low. If you're a man and you know you experience sperm cramps, know that we are together in this, brother.
Sounds like an ad.
We will fight this together.
I have so many questions.
No amount of questions. No amount of questions to ask. But yeah, man, the slightly equivalent is I suppose that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the reason why I introduced Kat is because I want him to just be a part of these sort of few minutes of the show before we wrap up with a talking point that I think should be important. We're going to talk about hypertension. If you don't know what it is, Google it now because we're going to come back to it very soon. So Kat is our videographer. This is a broad videographer, team lead, editor. He's like Superman, but with cameras and
Batman.
lights and tech. Everything you see, how everything looks, he made this happen. And me and him are the only two pros here. Sometimes we're at odds with everybody. More him than me. Because he fights. He's a squabbler, bro. But enough introduction, man. Welcome to the pod for the first time officially with the mic, Cat Dog. Appreciate you coming through and jamming. Let's give him a beep.
Yo, what's up?
Did I not tell you his voice is nice? Listen.
Come
what's
on,
up?
bro.
Bamelka.
Ba Melta. Ba Perry shot, dog.
It's all
So,
right.
Doug, I'm curious, man. Obviously, we know Gatlo. Gatlo is a gent. He's a proper pro. He just does his things. He lives his life and he tries to be as healthy as possible. But from your perspective, because we're at a similar age group, I think I want to go back to the conversation about masculinity, and I have a story to tell about this masculinity thing. But what do you think defines masculinity for you in 2025? What does being a masculine man mean?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Shout out.
Well, for me, masculinity in 2025. The first thing, the problem is Kemusoto, right?
Go crazy.
And we are taught Horiatawe. And the first point, I'm going to the mountains initiation school. That's where I think masculinity for most Basotho men or Mosotho men. You go to be taught to be a masculine man.
Yes.
So na kabolela, all right? And again, and I have this uncle who constantly says, I'm not gonna talk with you any manly things
Because you didn't go
until
up
you go up there, right? And Kolosut you go for 6 months in winter.
Yo!
And yes, and for those who
6 months. Yo.
I mean the city right now it's snowing. And you're there in the mountains and food. Hello, tofat.
Yeah, that's tough.
So for me, masculinity. Yeah. So that's culturally Sesotho. So
Yeah.
as you grow up, like it's indoctrination that a man is supposed to be this and that. But then I would like to think that I'm a modern man, right?
Yes.
Right?
Indeed.
And of course, culturally, I have to influence some things culturally, but I have to balance it out with the modern world.
Uh-huh.
And I can't give a perfect definition of what the masculinity is, in this
you.
modern, to me, is like, firstly, being comfortable with being a man, right?
Okay.
You know, I want to say being comfortable with your own masculinity, but first and first, we have to define that
What is
masculinity,
masculinity
right?
to you, yeah.
So, as a man, right, be comfortable with you as a man. You understand? And like, just you put me on the spot. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
fine. It's fine.
It's
fine.
like,
I think you've given a perfect answer so far. Sorry to interrupt you, man. I'm gonna let you percolate a little bit more.
Yeah.
For me, and personally, I just think it's the same way. It's not not the exact same way, but like similarly to how we celebrate other people for who they are. We
Yeah.
celebrate the LGBTQ plus community
Yeah.
every day, but in particular during Pride Month, so that's International South African, because of who they are and who they dare to be in the face of all the adversity that they faced. And I think that's where we should take this masculinity chat now.
Yeah.
It's how you define it, how you
Yeah.
express, how you become the best version of yourself. Who's gonna tell you what being a man means and why? By tata, because it's been passed
Right.
down. All this is just word of mouth,
True,
word of mouth,
true,
word of mouth.
true.
And like you said, doctrines, dude. We see it with our siblings. We see it with people that we hang with. We see it with people that are in our family structures, that they always assume that a woman can't be part of the Lobona negotiations because a man is supposed to.
Yeah.
But what if a woman is articulate and can negotiate? Or not even that, maybe that's a deeper chat. But what something, you know what I mean? Like there's people who've made these definitions that have limited man to you don't cry, you don't feel sad. Anything that happens, you thug it out. You don't tell a woman anything. In fact, as a matter of course, you might be allowed to cheat because you're a man.
Man, yeah.
Woo, goes.
Also,
Yes.
I mean, as maybe a boy that grows up maybe without any father figure in the family, you grow amongst like a woman.
Yeah.
You have to. I had to figure it out. Like, firstly,
Very true.
my father died when I was young, right? So I had no like an example of what a man is. So I grew up around women.
Yeah.
You know,
You had to learn.
I had to
what it
learn,
meant to be a man.
and also, I'm in the streets.
Yeah.
As a young, I'm seeing all these different types of men, and also in the township or Kokasi, there's a lot of examples that you study those people. You look at how they do things, what they do things, how they dress, and you pick and choose the best. Maybe, and also what you think might be the best may not be the best from those.
Because
from
you
those
have
guys.
no internal reference.
Yes. So for me, hence I say masculinity, as you've laid it down, like with your perfect English,
Ah.
is that like define your own masculinity. However, it shouldn't be toxic.
Very
You know
true.
what I mean? Define it. Hence, I'm saying, know yourselves, be comfortable with who you are, and if you see yourself as a leader, be a leader, a good
Take
leader,
initiative.
but don't be toxic in that leadership. You know what I mean? As a man, right? I believe like a masculine person should lead, and most importantly, they should allow us. They should allow others to lead without feeling like they're being belittled.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Hence, I'm saying like being comfortable in your masculinity. You know, the mere fact that I'm allowing another person to lead doesn't make me less of a man. You know what
Facts.
I mean? That I cry doesn't make me less of a man. So for me, it's really important, and also I think it's a mental chat also, right?
It's all in the mindset.
It's all in your mindset, and also I think what you consume.
Yeah, you see that one. And I think the sad part about the consumption thing is that we see it a lot in our DMs, Bernardo.
Yeah.
We're not going to disclose any confidences, but there's young men who are fragile because they haven't been taught to embrace themselves as
Yeah.
young men. For example, I'll give you a story. This is just a random story I came across. I saw a video of this bro who's trying to buy sneakers from this other guy. This bro, these are like J's. You know, everyone wants J's. They're nice. This bro's like, look, I've got a pair for you, but they're women's style. They're your size, but they're women's style. The guy did not buy the sneakers. Is that how fragile this? And he's a young kid. He's like 19, 20. But he didn't buy the sneakers because they're women's styles. His size, but women's style. That's how fragile some young men's masculinity is.
Is that
Yeah.
woman's style too bad even?
It looks so good.
really-
There's some women's sneakers that I genuinely want, bro.
That's my question. It's like they are women's shoes, but you can see a man could rock this, or if they could rock it, it would be,
But it's one of those in the streets, dog.
the streets.
When and especially because he's American.
What?
That part of the world, they're probably gonna be like, "Why are you wearing women's
Yeah.
shoes?" But also, why should you care?
I have
What's
a
the matter?
question. How do y'all guys feel about now it's like a thing that's going on about men wearing crop tops. It's something that's going on currently, like straight men.
I want to
Not
start.
gay.
I want to start with Sis B. This is we're not too far from wrapping up the episode. By the way, if you've enjoyed it, please, like I said, like
I also
we
have
said,
an ask after y'all's.
yes. Like if you enjoyed the episode, like I've mentioned before, like, comment, subscribe. Our YouTube channel, our Instagram, and our TikTok all have the same handle: FAQU Africa. Anyway, Sis B, crop top.
Hey, my crop top. Eh? No, I think what we're seeing with the globalization and westernization of stuff, there's a certain sort of metrosexual culture that's coming up where it started with, I would say, Kotane. That era of people who are dressing up nice. And it's always been there. But I think our generation of young men are metrosexual. The buff and shine, the nail polish are now unisex.
Yes.
Even though you still see staunch masculinity going, this is how they convert you. It's that kind of nail polish. Next thing, rainbow.
Yeah.
And it all goes to that conversation where you're saying, Wutanana, your masculine identity is entrenched in things instead of who you are inside.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
if you think about it, people like wearing nail polish, and I think you would also attest to it, Ray or Katlaho, to say, for you, nail polish doesn't define. I once seen you with makeup on your face, like
Yeah.
full on
Slave.
face beats. Face beats, Ray was blush.
Slay.
Did you die?
And
Are you
like-
converted? Was it a secret thing?
No, that's why I put it on Instagram, because I was like, freaking, I look good. I look good. But it's like I said, it doesn't define you if you know
So
who
that
you
strong
are.
sense of self, and then it also is coming through with, because girls, like, crop top is comfy as hell. I don't know, like,
Oh, it is?
yeah.
Oh, damn.
Why?
Well, it's a thing, because I also grew up because of body images. Would say you can't wear a crop top, but now with the Gen Zs, I'm like, hey, even us, I can
Go
rock,
outside.
and
Nice
I've
crop-
never stopped. It's the
comfortable.
try it. If you don't like it, let us know. But
Yeah.
crop top is
Because there are
comfy.
those like dope crop tops that are like oversized, and a lot of gents that I've seen wear those. Let's say it's a tight fella, so
And also, most guys wear it go gymming where you need to do sit ups and whatever.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it
yeah.
actually
Yeah,
does make
gym.
sense. Yeah.
It can work. Tando, you had an ask?
Yeah, mine is around like a Pride Month name.
Lovely.
So why are like men, very like men that are fragile around their manhood, get extra, how can I say, too much when they're around people that identify as gay? Am I saying it correctly? No, the wording. We're learning here.
Queer.
Yeah.
queer. It's that's a good question, because it's like the moment
Yes.
a straight man is sitting next to a gay guy
Yes.
and they're starting a conversation, the first thing they're going to say is, "Whoa, I'm not gay."
Yep.
Can I?
Why?
I mean, one, not to brag.
He's about to brag.
He's about to brag. Fuck that.
I've been, I don't know how many times like gay guys have come to me and like tried to
Yeah.
share me or even follow me on Instagram. On
DMs.
yeah, I mean, like, and I'm like, okay, look, first thing first, thank you. I'm flattered, but I am straight, right? It also goes back to being comfortable with your masculinity, right? And also, I think the problem is, as they say, we're like, if you are like seeing with that person out there, people battery, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there's that
So-
fear of perception.
It's like, so for me, hence I'm saying I've been shot by gays all my life, and I'm like, you know what, it's okay, but I'm straight.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
You know what I mean? I'm straight, flattered, but I'm straight. You know what I mean? And I've also been like accused of being gay. I don't want to say accused. Is accused the right word? We don't know.
Accusers. Mad.
I've also been
Accused us a while.
accused is the wrong
People
way.
have told you
Yeah, people have told me like,
that you appear.
see why I don't like to be in front of the camera. But when I like
No, we're learning. It's fine. We're all learning.
There's a reason I don't want to be in front of the camera. But yeah, my IQ just goes out of the window in front of the camera. It leaves the chat.
So some people have
Some people have
approached
been
you.
like,
And
yo,
say, yeah, you look gay.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, why? And okay, some will say, too neat. One, you're too neat. And
Yeah.
maybe I don't know if I sound soft spoken or what, or I sound too feminine. I don't know. But then I'm like, okay, I'm not gay. Being too neat doesn't like mean that. Sometimes I don't think I'm that neat, but okay, maybe that day I was like well dressed.
Yeah.
So for me, especially for Kokasi, where I come from, it's we play rough. We rough house.
Yeah,
You
man.
know.
It's part
So-
of the toughening up, so to speak.
Being people maybe they're too fragile to be seen or be associated with the gay guy or whatever. So I think that's
Yeah.
the problem.
That could be the
It
problem.
can be
But
damaging.
I mean, it shouldn't be a thing because now, Connor, if a straight person is going to approach me, I'm gonna be like, no, sorry, I'm not straight. Why is it a problem if
Yeah.
Yeah.
you are going to tell a gay person that okay, no, sorry, don't immediately jump into. If I'm going to start off conversation, does not mean yakshela as
Okay,
a woman.
fair.
Just trying to
Yabo?
talk, bruh.
Just trying to talk, unless nakawshela vele, then
Yep.
I have every right to tell you, hore, no, I'm not straight. So only gay people are not supposed to be affected by a straight person telling them uti.
They
I'm
want.
not gay.
We are. We're running out. We're way over time, by the way. I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
So I don't want to stop this chat. We could continue it all day, but we are going to have to, unfortunately, like wrap up in like a minute or two. So if you have any final thoughts, Kat, please scave them because we're about to wrap up.
It's just a
tragically.
question, but
What's up?
because I'm gonna edit this. Thank you for repeating.
Yeah.
The question was to you, no, especially on your last point. So, what happens if I say you come to me and I say, "Oh, thank you, but I'm not gay," and then you continue?
That's a problem.
Then
That-
you
they have a problem.
Then the first no is not heard.
Yes, they have a problem. The problem is not you. I mean, like I was saying, it's the same thing as a straight person coming to me. Angshele, ke a mmotsa hore, aowa, it's not gonna work. I'm not straight. And then if they don't understand,
Look
I'm
at
joking.
the size. Yo.
I'm joking, but like, no, you are not the problem. If that's the case, you're not the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Agree? Simple. Okay. Honestly, there were so many things we could talk about in this episode, but
Yep.
I think I love the way that we kind of spoke about a bit of international pride and Pride Month as well as Men's Health Month, which is a big deal for us here in South Africa. Look, before the end of this episode, I just want to say I'm glad that you are here watching us do this thing because we want to have you here, man.
They must see us on the 28th, guys.
Yes, because we've missed you guys and I want to see you guys face to face.
And if you're wondering what the 28th is, it's a date. But also it's an event. Basha Uhuru happening at Con Hill. We will be there as the Fuck You Africa crew.
Let's go.
Let's go have fun. Let's go enjoy the music. Let's go eat nice food. There's a bunch of stands there. There's going to be a vibe going on, man.
Games.
You play with
Q&A.
us. We'll share Q&As. We'll take pictures. We'll take videos. We do the content that you see on our TikTok and Instagram. We do the exact same thing, if not more, when that date comes. And we're going to record an extra episode. Next time, we will definitely have a guest here. So stay tuned for that. It could be one of you. If you like, comment, subscribe, and follow us across all our platforms. What are platforms again?
We are available on Instagram, TikTok, and you can find us by just typing fuckyou.africa. Like, it's not gonna take even more than 2 minutes.
not.
Like, we just type that and then we are gonna watch our videos, comment, engage with us, even send us a DM because we're very much open to that. And we will answer anything and everything. If you feel like, you know what, real life people are not listening to you, Gashe, we are there.
We got
are the
you.
plug.
Just when you think you know us, you don't. Because it's not just videos that we post every day. We go live on Wednesdays on TikTok. You find us there. That's when you can just meet us, have a little bit of a behind the scenes view on how we do the things that we do. We talk to you directly. You can be a part of this community. Just engage. As you can see, we're a vibe, man.
Yeah, we do a lot. Even on Instagram, we have We'll Ask a Fucking Question where you can ask us anything, we're going to answer. We're here for you guys. Okay?
And next episode, our focus will be on genuinely healthy cloth practices. We're going to talk to a guest about how they live their best health life. We are also going to be touching on one or two things. There's hypertension that I mentioned in this episode. We're going to be touching on the next time around. It's about high blood pressure amongst young people. You don't think it's a problem, but it's a problem. And so much more besides, man. So join us on the 20th of June, like we said. But join us every day on our socials, as Bernardo said as well. It's a wrap, guys. We gotta go.
We got to leave now. It's fine.
Kat, thank you so much. First time debut. How you feeling, bro?
I hated it. I don't like. There's a reason why I'm behind, but it was nice.
He's
nice,
lying.
nice.
He's like, he started going off on tangents.
There's a reason why I'm behind the camera
nice.
and not in front of the camera.
Nice. It's chilled here.
The ladies are gonna comment, ooh, who's
No,
that
no.
Mr. K?
The ladies must know
But the
already.
IG,
I'm not available.
Hey,
But hey, let's wrap it up.
Kapela ganjalo. Yeah, Kat and Sis B have been behind the camera. Absolutely brilliant episode from you guys. This is Bonolo.
Hi.
This is Tando. This is Ray. And all of us, we hope that you can stay
fucking
healthy. Take an IQ test, man.